Hey guys, it's Joe again. I guess I'm going to be taking over for Colin and for a little bit, just see how it goes. I guess Colin and Oscar liked the how I did it last time, so yeah, you stuck with me for now. I did a recording of this already, but I was out of focus, so I'm redoing it, and hopefully I'm not out of focus, which would be hilarious if I was again. Anyways. So let's get into these Dark Elf spoilers because they're pretty cool. So I'm actually going to start with what I think one of the better, one of the key cards in the spoilers are. It's the Dark Elf sorcerer. She's a 3/3 drop, 2 black mana, 1 colorless, 7/7 Dark Elf. Whenever a ruler or resonator you control deals damage to you, this card deals that much damage to your opponent. And basically this is important because a lot of the Dark Elf cards have like drawbacks, but with her they're actually not drawbacks, they're draw forwards. So I don't know. Yeah, but so anyways, now we can look at Frayla, who is the ruler of the Dark Elves, and the ruler head. Yeah, get it. Okay. So she's the 3-cost judgment with Energize. At the end of your turn, you may put target Dark Elf from your graveyard into your hand. If you do, this card deals 300 damage to you. So this is, the synergy between that the sorcerer, Dark Elf sorcerer, and Frayla. Basically, at the end of your turn, you're getting one of your Dark Elves back, and you're doing 300 damage to yourself, but you're also doing 300 damage to your opponent. So decent amount of value there. I like it. Next we got her flip side, Frayla the revolutionist. She's 1,800. Again, 3-cost judgment. When this card enters the field, put target Dark Elf from your graveyard into the field. And then she has, whenever this card attacks, another target Dark Elf you control gains +4/+4 and swiftness until end of turn. She has a one red mana ability, 1 red will ability. This card gains swiftness until end of turn, and then she has a red and a black will ability. This card deals 100 damage multiplied by the number of Dark Elves you control to your opponent. So already we can kind of see this is, we kind of want to be able to flood the board with Dark Elves. Whenever she attacks, another Dark Elf is going to become a lot bigger, and the swiftness is really nice. She has a way to give herself swiftness, which is great, seeing as Levitine's banned now. So, and her last ability is just kind of gravy. It obviously counts herself, 4, 5, 6 more Dark Elves if you flood the board correctly. That's still, 600-700 damage. That's nothing to scoff about. So far I like her. Let's look at her stone. Demonic Soul Stone, Special Magic Stone. Treat this card as a Darkness Magic Stone. You tap to produce black. The interesting effect is that you tap 2 colorless and you tap itself, so that's usually going to be a kind of 3 mana, 3 will. This card deals 100 damage multiplied by the number of Dark Elves you control to each player. So similar to Frayla's flip ability, a flip side ability. The difference is that it deals it to both players. So this actually doesn't synergize with Dark Elf Sorcerer. I was about to say that it does because it deals damage to you. But because she only works on rulers and resonators, I don't think, does she even work on J resonators? No, but that's okay because the Frayla's flip side doesn't do damage to you. Anyways, so Demonic Soul Stone doesn't synergize with the Dark Elf Sorcerer because it's not a ruler or resonator, it's a stone. So that's unfortunate because that would be a great, great end game combo. Great to have. Next, let's look at the Dark Elf Spy. It's a 1-drop 4/4. So already, pretty valuable. That's, on the top end of things you want to be playing, I guess. Like value-wise. So already the card is like good value if that's what you want to go for. Its ability is, at the end of your turn, this card deals 100 damage to each player. So when you first drop him, he's not going to be doing much, but once you get that Dark Elf Sorcerer synergy going, he starts dealing 200 damage to your opponent because they're taking 100, you're taking 100, they're taking another 100. So good. A 4/4 beater for 1 is not terrible at all. Next we got Shade Assassin. It's a 1-drop 2/2, very similar to Creature from Chaos. Whenever this card deals damage to a resonator, destroy that resonator, so basically Death Touch. And then this card gains swiftness as long as you control another Dark Elf. This is nice because it allows you to play your Dark Elf spy, and now you've got tricks you can do with Shade Assassin. I mean, the same Blood Covered War Axe combo works that it does with Creature from Chaos. Although I think that card's rotating out because it's from Battle for Ataraxia, so you won't be able to use that. It's unfortunate. I like that combo. It never went anywhere, but never got any traction in competitive or anything. But I think it was a good combo. So next we've got kind of two pairs of cards that pair together well. Safina, Frayla's right hand, and we'll talk about her left hand next. We got 2 black mana, 5/4. When this card enters the field, if you don't control a card named Hilda, Frayla's left hand, search your deck for a card with that name, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Then shuffle your deck. So basically she draws out the card that she pairs with, which is great. This card gains +2/+3 as long as your life is 2,000 or less. So they both have that effect, so they're both going to be 7/7s at 2,000 life or less. So, already I think she's fairly valuable. She gets her and her pair are kind of like a small engine of you play her, then you get the other girl, and the other girl plays Safina. So let's look at the other left hand. Hilda, Frayla's left hand, same 2-drop 4/5, so attack and defense is switched. When this card enters the field, if you do not control a card named Safina's Frayla's right hand, put target card with that name from your graveyard into the field. So basically, if you don't have her right hand, or her right hand died, you play the left hand, you get the right hand back, and then you also search your deck for another left hand. So interesting combo, kind of a 2-for-1, 2 will for 2 resonators is already pretty decent. I think it could be a really annoying combo, especially with how much especially with getting it back from Frayla's ruler side. I like it. Again, card gains +2/+2 as long as life is 2,000 or less, so they'll both be a 7/7. Next we have Tactics of the Dark Elves, 3 mana, 1 colorless, 2 black. It's a regular chant, not a quick cast. Up to 2 target resonators cannot be destroyed until end of turn, and gain whenever this card deals damage to a resonator, destroy that resonator until end of turn. So basically you target up to 2 resonators, and they gain Death Touch, or whenever this card deals damage to a resonator, destroy it, and they can't be destroyed, which is great, except it's not quick cast, which I think is the main problem I have with this card. And it makes it very obvious what you're going to do because you have to play it during your main phase. It's the timing just doesn't seem. You don't get as much impact with it. If it was like a battle trick, you could block with them. You can swing with one of them, and then you get almost your second girl. It could be could get in for damage because they don't want to block something that can't be killed and kills anything it touches. So I think there's a decent amount of potential in the card, but without it being quick cast, I think it kind of falls apart. And then we have Dark Elf Sorcerer was technically the last card in the spoiler, but I wanted to talk about it first because it synergizes so well with the other cards. Overall, Dark Elf Tribal is going to look pretty interesting for the next set. I hope we get a lot of really good synergy. I hope one of the issues I have with Frayla's enter ability when she enters the field on her Jade Lure side is that there's not a whole lot of value you get from putting from getting one of your Dark Elves right now, because there's no win con Dark Elves. Sure, you get the left hand, Hilda, Frayla's left hand, you can do that little combo, but that's not gonna that's not like somebody like Prisha, or somebody who when she enters the field you can drop down a hook, or you know, it's not what you want to draw from your graveyard and what wants to enter the field wants to be something like a Hook or a Izanagi. And right now, you know, obviously we don't have all the cards spoiled, so hopefully there's a big, you know, beefy Dark Elf that can come out and do some damage and really make her worth playing. But overall, I'm pretty excited for Dark Elves. I love Dark Elves. Dark Elf Trial is going to be super fun. And yeah, Frayla looks awesome. Hopefully there's some great Dark Elf cards out there that they haven't revealed yet. But I'm pretty hyped. It's going to be awesome. Anyways, thanks for watching.